Hi guys, welcome back to 18 Tuition AI. So today we'll be solving binary tree level order traversal. It's a medium question on Leetcode and is a great question. So let's go right into it. So guys, in this question, what has been given is that given the root of a binary tree, return the level order traversal of its nodes value. That is from left to right, level by level. So what the question wants us to do is that we have to firstly traverse level by level and from left to right, which means left to right. Like first we have to traverse 3 because it's the root node. Then left to right means 9, 20. Like first traverse 9, then 20. Then over here 15, 7. So this is what it means when it says left to right, and it wants us to return the values of nodes at that level. So value of at this level is just 3, and remember that the question has asked us the value, so value would be node.val. It has not asked us for the root, so this will be 3. At this level it would be 9 and 20 and at this level it will be 15 and 7. And in the final answer what we have to do is that we have to add all these and return it. So it would be a list of list, which will be like 3 920 and 15 7. So this is our final output that the question wants us to return back. Now let's look into more theoretical aspect of this question, like how we can do it. So guys, this is the question that this is basically the example that we were discussing over there. So this is a binary tree, right? And we have to perform a level order traversal on this question. Now, anytime you have to do a traversal in a binary tree, right? There are two ways to do that. First is the depth first search, and the second one is the breadth first search. Now, in depth first search, we have pre-order traversal, post-order traversal, and then in-order traversal. And BFS, we just do it using one queue. Now, when like the way in which you decide which one you have to take is that because here they have asked you to go level by level, and level by level is achieved by breadth first search. Like depth first search, what it will do is that from 3 it will go to 9, right? Then it will come back to 3, then it will go to 20, then it will go to 15, then back to 20, then 7. So level depth first search, basically what it does is that it takes you down on one particular path. Whereas in breadth first search, you try to first navigate all the neighbors of one route, and then you move on to the next, all the neighbors of the next node. So for example, here 3 is the node, right? So firstly, we will traverse all the neighbors of 3, which are 9 and 20. Then we will traverse all the neighbors of 9, which are none. So we'll move on. Then 20, which are 15 and 7. So if you look at it logically, what we are trying to do in level order traversal is just visiting the neighbors of the current node, right? So if we start from 3, right, we have visited this 3 and we add it to a list, temporary list, right? Then we visit all the neighbors of 3, which are 9 and 20. In other words, this is the next level. So we visited, right? Now we have to visit the neighbors of 9 and the neighbors of 20 because that is what the next level is. Now clearly 9 does not have any neighbors, so we just move on to the neighbors of 20, which are 15 and 7. And at each level, we create a temporary list which holds the value of all the nodes which are present on that level. So here the values will be 9, 20, and over here the values will be 15 and 7. And once we have iterated through a certain level, we can just add it into a main result list, right? Like once we are done with first level, then we can simply add it to the main list as 3. Then after second level, what will happen? We will again add it to the result, which is 3, 9, 20. And then what will happen at the third level? Again, the same thing. This is 3, this is 9, 20, and then that is 15, 7, right? Here you go. And so now you basically have all the levels added into this final result, and this will be our output. So this is like some like a theoretical aspect of how this question has to be done. And we'll be using Q as our data structure because this is used for breadth first search. And now let's code this particular problem, and then we will go through the code and see how that code ran. So guys, let's code down this question. First we do a null check. So we'll run a null check here. So if not true, we can simply return none, right? Next, we need a data structure which will hold the basically a list which will hold the nodes of all the levels, right? And we need a queue. So for that, we simply use collections.deck in Python. Here we will append the root node into this. Now we do the breadth first search, right? So for the breadth first search, okay, so what is going on? I think we have missed indentation problem. I don't know. Let's see. While Q, I think we'll face indentation issues, but nevertheless, we just code it down first. So now we will run through the length of that particular queue, and we will pop whatever element is in the queue. So pop left, right? And then we will append it to, oh, one thing I forgot. When we are iterating through each loop, right, we need a temporary list to store the values. And so we will create now, store the value of this particular node in our temporary list. Now we check if there's a left child of this node. If it is, then we will simply append it to our queue. Then we'll check for the right child. And if there is a right child, we will simply append it to our particular queue. And then once we are done with the entire for loop, we will simply append everything to the final result. And then in the end, we can just simply return the result. Now let's see if it runs or not. So it runs perfectly, right? Accepted. Now let's just submit this code. So as you guys can see, the code ran perfectly fine, right? So guys, now let's understand how this code is running, right? So here we do the null check, which is like the primary thing that we should always do. Then here we create a result list, right? Which will be a main list. And we create a queue. Now let me create a queue. And we'll just go through this example that we have of 3.9.2015 and see how the loop, how the this thing actually iterates the code. So here what we have done is q.append root. So we have added 3 here, right? Then while q, we create a temporary list and the loop is now running. For I in range length of q, what is the length of q right now? It's 1, right? So this for loop will run just once. And then what we do is we pop this element out. Node is equal to 3. So element is now not there in the loop, in the queue. Then we append it to the temp. So our temp now becomes 3. And if node.left, q.append node.left. So do we have a left child? Yes, we have, which is 9. So we append it. Similarly, we see node.right, q.append node.right. So 20 is the right element. We append it over here, right? And because this loop has to run just once, so we will append this value of temp to the res. So now what is the value of res? Res is 3, right? Yeah. Now this loop runs again. And this temporary again becomes empty list, which we have here. Now, for I in range length, what is the length of this queue now? It is 2, right? So this for loop will run 2 times. So when it runs first time, node is equal to q.pop left. So 9 comes out, right? And the temp is now 9. If node.left, q.append node.left. 9 does not have any left or right child, so these two statements will not run. And automatically for loop will start running again for the second time. Now, when it runs for the second time, node is equal to q.pop left, 20 comes out, right? And 20 gets appended to temp. Now, if node.left, q.append node.left. Now, 20 has the left child, which is 15, right? So we will append 15 in a queue. And node.right, 7 is the right child of 20, so we will append it in a queue. And after that, res.append temp. So now we append the temporary list to our result list. Now our result, updated result is this one, 3 and 920. Now this loop is done, so it will again go to while q. So is q empty? No, it's not empty. So 3 and 7 are present. Now temp again becomes empty. For I in range length q, what is the length of the queue right now? It is 2, right? So this for loop will run 2 times. So node is equal to q dot pop left. So now the value of node is here 15, right? Now what is the temp? Temp dot append node dot where, and we have seen that temp is our empty list. So here the new value of temp is 15. Then there are no left or right child of 15. So the loop will pass and the second loop will start second time. So now when you will pop the element from the queue, it would be 7. Now 7 gets appended to temp over here. And then 7 also has no left or right. So these lines will be skipped and automatically temp will get attached to 15,7. And then finally over here in the towards the end, we just return rest. Just return this and this is our final answer. So yeah guys, this was the level order traversal in a binary tree. This is one of the questions that has commonly occurred in a lot of interview questions. And also it's a very important, it covers a very important aspect and a crucial topic, which is breadth first search. So I definitely recommend you guys to go through this, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay happy, stay blessed. And if you like this video, please like and also comment down any other approach if you guys have done. And if you have found it useful, then please comment it down below. And also please subscribe and share amongst your friends. And yeah, take care. Bye.
Tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it, and I know of sadness, the anxious and panic.